Wow. Welcome to Reinvention Made Simple Daily. My name is Kamoya Benjamin. What a day to get into a time of learning, growing, and developing. Now, for those of you who are joining me for the very first time or you're watching this as a replay, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Today's conversation is about how to see value in yourself. Today's conversation is about how to see value in yourself. If at one point or another in your life you felt like you're incompetent to step in, though the possibilities of what could be in your life were presented to you and you saw them, you still felt like you are inadequate to step into the bigger picture of your life and be a big actor to make the things that you know could happen for you happen. Today's session is for you. We're talking about how to see value in yourself. Do you feel outdated? Do you feel irrelevant? Do you feel like you're no longer relevant in a marketplace that is undergoing rapid change? Today's session is about how do you see value in yourself? And so let's get started right away. As we always do, I would like to share very quickly about myself and why I'm doing this on a daily basis. Kamoya Benjamin is my name, and it is my mission and my purpose to help leaders reinvent themselves. Now, reinvention is something that we all do every day. We may not have tuned into the fact that we do it, but we all do it every day. And what is reinvention all about? It's about you mastering who you are. It's about an improved and updated version of yourself and you stepping into that. Mastery of that is the first step. The second thing is about manifesting that out into the world. Your brilliance and what you carry, your genius, providing solutions, becoming a change agent in the spaces that you're in. That is what manifesting is all about. And then finally, monetizing that. You will not carry your mission sustainably if you do not get paid for it. I always say that when you go into the supermarket, when you go into the shops to buy commodities, they don't ask you, what do you do? Would love to give everything to you for free. No, they say, please, are you going to pay by check or by card or by M-Pesa for those in East Africa? And so you need to be able to monetize your brilliance. You need to be able to earn an income from what it is that you do. So the entire conversation of reinvention is about impact and income. How do I step into the world and serve so significantly while being paid the highest possible for the value that I bring into the world? And the conversation that we are having today is even more crucial for the idea of reinvention, because for you to bring value into the world, you have to see value in yourself. Imagine you have to see value in yourself. But there are several reasons, really, as we start this journey that I would like to bring to your attention concerning what could be the reason as to why we do not see value in ourselves. Because the whole idea is, how do you see value in yourself? This idea of seeing value in yourself. Let's explore it this way. Imagine acres and acres of land that have seeds within them that are only waiting to be watered and cultivated, and they will blossom into hundreds and acres of whatever plant is in there. Let's say, for instance, maize. Imagine hundreds, thousands of acres. The seed is in the ground. It's just waiting to be watered and nurtured, and it will blossom into acres of maize, mangoes, whatever that may be for you. Now imagine being able to see that bare piece of land. It is fertile with possibilities. But then you look at it and you say, you know what? I don't think there's anything that's going to come out of this. What if nothing happens? Just imagine that scenario. Now, you and I are listening to this and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, that would be ridiculous. I mean, what do you mean that you cannot see that this is just about to blossom? It's just waiting for a single action from the farmer for it to blossom. Now, you may say that is difficult to comprehend because it's just so common sense that just water the thing and see what happens. But don't we all do that in our lives? Have you not been presented with images of the possibilities of what you could have in your life? I know if you're watching me that you've had an opportunity where you imagine, wait a minute, this is what my life could be. Tomorrow, this could be a possibility. It has either come to you as a dream, it has come to you as a desire, it has been presented to you. You have been notified of a possibility. And like these acres of land, all you needed to do was to water it. All you needed to do was to just nurture it, and it will blossom. But the reason why we don't do that is because we don't see value in ourselves. We don't see values in ourselves. Circumstances in your life are telling you you could earn more. What happens at the beginning of the year? People develop resolutions. Well, what are resolutions? And I know there's a huge trend going around about resolutions are bad and they're poor. I think differently. I think resolutions are the pulse and the heartbeat of our desires. And though we normally go into the process of bringing out those desires in ways that are unsustainable, we've not become the person who can do those things. And therefore, resolutions have been cursed. And yet, they're not the problem. They're not the problem. But resolutions are about, I want to be this, I want to do that, I want to have that, I want to create this. This is going to be different for me. I'm going to be different. I'm going to create new results. And then when the work steps in, when the work to really step in comes, we hold back. We do not see value in ourselves because of the circumstances that are in our life. We do not see value in ourselves because of the circumstances in our lives. We're convinced to some level that nothing great is going to come out of us. We're convinced to some level that nothing great will manifest. I mean, you just go and work hard. I mean, see the people who've come before you. Do you think they ever accomplished anything big? No, I don't think so. Who do you think you are? Nothing is going to shift for you. You're not going to be any better. Blah, 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 blah. All this leads to us not seeing the value in ourselves. Here's another thing. Some research that was done, and what was uncovered there around children growing up is that we hear 150,000 no's when we are growing up and 5,000 yeses when we are growing up. Let me look for that. Let me quote that. Let me quote that for you very quickly. I'm looking at the book, 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. Absolutely love this book. And I just want to quote it for you because it's so astounding. Yeah. If you're thinking about, where is the evidence? What is it that's causing me not to see myself and to see the value that is within me? Listen to this. John Assaraf and Murray Smith, in their book, The Answer. These are businessmen authors, and they're talking about negative messages that children receive while growing up. And they write, by the time you're 17 years old, you've had no, you can't, an average of 150,000 times. And you've had yes, you can, about 5,000 times. Now, that's 30 no's for every yes. That's 30 no's for every yes. Don't you think that makes a powerful message, a powerful belief of I can't? I can't. That's what we hear most of the time. Now, I have 4 children under 10, and in seeking to guide them through the path of life and wanting them to not get hurt, to follow the path that I know is going to take them to an unlimited expression of their potential, I've realized that I probably say no to them more than I say yes to them. But what is the unintended consequence of the continuous no? It's a firm belief that I can't. I can't, I shouldn't. And whenever they begin to get an idea in their mind that maybe I should try and do this, guess what they will hear first, even from themselves? Guess what voice they're recollecting? It's the voice of no. It's the voice of I can't, you shouldn't, don't try that. It's dangerous, you're going to fall. Eric Hoffer says that we are tattooed from the crib by the beliefs of our tribe. And most of us don't see value in ourselves, not because we don't have value, but because those that have been around us from when we were growing up never saw that value in us. They never affirmed it in us. They never confirmed it in us. They never. And what is belief? Belief is that assurance. It's that assurance, it's that affirmed expectation. It's a sure hope in something. A belief in ourselves, in our value, causes us to deploy ourselves differently. Causes us to deploy ourselves differently. And so when you look at yourself, what do you see? Do you see value? Do you see that you can actually tap into the greatness, into the possibilities that are unfolding in your life, the upcoming scenes of who you could be, what you could do, and what you could have? Do you see those possibilities? Think about that. Do you think about that? And if you don't, what has caused you to not see your value? Is it the conversations that you've heard with yourself and with others that never affirmed anything in you? Is it the 150,000 no's that you've heard in your life? Is it the conversations and sentiments that you won't amount to much, that nothing will come out of it? You've heard it so many times that you've convinced yourself, and you have neglected the fertile field of possibility, the possibilities that you could have, the possibilities that you could create, the income you could have, the impact you could have. Today, I want you to see value in yourself. And I want you to think about what I'm calling the cycle of value. The cycle of value. How do we get to see value in ourselves? Firstly, in the cycle of value, there is the first step, which is a desire. Just a desire. A desire, just sitting yourself and you're dreading and you say, just wish that this could be possible. I just wish that my life could be this. I just wish that I didn't have to live the life that I can afford. I wish that I didn't have to go into the supermarket and look for the lowest priced item. I wish that I didn't have to go into a restaurant and read the menu from the right, looking at the prices and then wondering, what am I going to eat that can fit whatever I have in my pocket? It starts with a desire. A desire to say, when I walk into a restaurant, I want to choose what I want to eat from the left, not caring how much the cost of it is going to be. I want to live the life that I want to live, not the one that I can afford. I don't want my money to choose for me my life. I want to choose my life. And I want to choose the income that I want to have. And then I want to go out and make it happen. That's the first step. Desire. And if you think about that desire as a level 10, 1 to 10, 10 being high level of desire. I want to make this happen in my life. That's a level 10. And then you look at the value that you see in yourself as a level 5. As a level 5 down here. The journey upwards to fulfilling this desire, which is a level 10, is an uphill task. And that's where we get into step 2 of the cycle of value, where you make a commitment and you say, I don't know how it's going to be, but I will step up and make it happen. Whoa, something significant happens there. Because for us to realize that which we desire, that which we dream of, we have to swim against the tide of the negative beliefs, the negative thoughts, the confirmations and affirmations that have come from those that we loved the most. And they told us, don't do it. In their mind, they were protecting us from the heart of failure. But you have to swim against the tide and say, yes, I know, daddy, mommy, uncles, brothers, nobody believes in this idea and it looks like I will never make it. Yes, I'm the first one in our family to go to college and to make this happen in my life. Yes, 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 all those facts are stacked against me. Remember, they're facts. They're not your truth. They're stacked against me, but I will step up. I know my dream is a level 10. And my belief about my value is a level 5, is a level 1, is a level 2. It's beneath the surface, but I will step up even then. I will step up even then. In that moment, you've seen value in yourself. You've seen value in yourself just by saying, I'm going to step out and I'll make it happen. It's step 2 in the belief, in the cycle of value. In the cycle of value, it starts with desire, and then you step up. You step up. And as you step up, guess what happens? You meet the challenges. You meet the failure. You meet the negative self-talk. You meet the inner critic. And they're constantly telling you, you're not worth it. You're not worth it. You'll not make it. Who told you? Bad move. You'll regret this. It's going to cost you a lot of money. And you're up against your conditioning and your mental programming that tells you that you are not and you cannot. And in the cycle of value, that's where you break through. And for most people, it's not that they don't dream. They do. For most people, it's not that they don't make an attempt to step up. They do. But the moment they do, they are assaulted by the inner critic that has all the facts and evidence of your failure data, of your shortcomings. It gives you all data and gives you evidence why you are not going to make it. And it's in that moment that we have to challenge that paradigm. That's when we have to challenge that kind of thinking. And as we challenge that thinking through mentors, through people that have gone before us, through people who have achieved the results that we want, as we stay in there assaulting that conditioning, we grow, we stretch. But remember, the value is seen not at that point when you're encountering the challenges. The value is seen when you say, you know what, I'm going to go for this dream. I'm going to go for this idea that I see. And it's in that moment that you go through the conversation of, yes, I am worth it. This dream is worth my time. This dream is worth my resources. This dream is worth my time, my money, my everything. This dream is worth. You've seen the value. And guess what happens? You will be rewarded with success. You will be rewarded with whatever outcome you're looking for. You will be rewarded with a degree as you go through school. You will be rewarded with, the achievement, whatever that may be for you. And that confirms the person of value that you are. So a quick recap for those of you who are just joining us. We're talking about seeing value in yourself. And we've talked about the reasons why we don't see value in ourselves. A lot of that is coming from the conditioning and the conversations that those that have been around us for all our life have engaged with us. You probably have heard more times that you cannot, that you are not, that it's not possible, that it will never be, more than you actually have heard. Go for it. Make it happen. You can do it. It's in you. And that kind of conditioning blocks us from seeing the value that is in us. It blocks us from seeing the greatness that is within us. And it's my job as a coach to help you tap into, reconnect with the value that is within you, to see it and to step into it in the fullest way possible. Now, let me share with you a couple of things that you can do, practical things that you can do to see value in yourself. Having talked about the cycle of value, let me talk to you about some few things that you can do to see value in yourself. Number one, I would like for you to interrogate the conversations that you have with yourself. Listen to yourself. You're always talking to yourself. You're always talking to yourself. There's a constant conversation in your mind about who you are. Listen to that conversation. Listen to yourself. That's the first thing. Most people don't listen. Most people are spectators in a conversation that's going on within their mind about themselves. They never listen. They never step in to engage. Number two, interrogate every statement that has an aspect of a limitation about you. Number one, listen to the conversation. Listen to yourself. There's a conversation in your head. And then number two, interrogate like a detective. Interrogate. You know the interrogation rooms where they, you watch in movies where they take a terrorist to interrogate them and find out information about what is happening next, what is your team planning, who sent you, who do you work for. That's the kind of attitude that I want you to have concerning the conversations that are in your head. Interrogate every limiting belief in your conversation. Step into that conversation and listen to it. What did you tell me? What did you tell me? That I cannot do it? You told me that that it's not possible? Boom. Arrest that conversation and interrogate it. And the interrogation always goes like, where did you come from? Where did you come from? Are you here to serve me? Ask that limiting belief, where did you come from? What is your ancestry? Oh, you're telling me I cannot because for the last 5 times that I have tried it, I have not succeeded. Oh, that's where you're coming from. Or your evidence is because no one in my family has ever done X, Y, and Z. Oh, okay. You're telling me that I cannot because I don't have the money right now. Oh, right. Or you're telling me I cannot because I don't have the college degree or the level of education. Oh, okay. Identify where it's coming from. So you're listening to yourself and you're catching that conversation to understand where it's coming from. You're interrogating it. And as you interrogate it, okay, you have to answer back with what you believe. A lot of the times I realized that all the conversations that were going on in my mind about who I am and about what I can do and I cannot do, I never participated in those conversations. I always allowed them to continue and I was a participator. Oh, you mean I can't? Or you mean I'm useless? Or there's nothing I can do? And I was quiet. I never responded back. I was being bullied by the evidence of my past failure and setbacks. But when I began to master the idea of seeing value in myself, I began to answer back. And I said, oh yeah, well, okay, by the way, this is a fact there that I have not done that. Up until this point, I haven't done it. But guess what? I can learn this. I'm going to be different. There is a possibility with there's acres of diamonds within me. I'm going to step in and I'm going to do something different. And I didn't leave it at that. I began to develop statements of my greatness. Because remember, all the limiting beliefs, all the negative self-talk, all the self-judgment that you normally have against yourself, it's in the form of a statement. And it came to you at one point or another in your life through a statement. A mother said something, a father said something, someone that you value said you are nothing. A teacher said this one is never going to amount to much. And you replay that tape in your mind, you replay it. So to come out of that loop, you're going to need to create your own tape. Your tape of your greatness, your tape of the possibilities that are within you, a tape of your value. And play it continually in your mind, like a garden, constantly planting those seeds that you want to plant and uprooting the weeds that you do not want to grow in your garden, because the mind is the garden. And you're seeing value in yourself as you embrace and affirm the possibilities, the truth of your potential and of your greatness. Do that repeatedly, and you'll begin to see that those seeds begin to germinate. Don't stop. Don't give it a time frame. I don't know how old you are as you're listening to me, but my audience mostly is in the age bracket of about 25 years to 45 years. If for 45 years, all you've heard as the predominant voice is what you cannot do, is who you are not, is the limitations that you have, if that is the dominant voice that you've heard, why wouldn't you give it 5 years at least to embed the truth of your greatness and see the results that will come out of it? We're talking about how to see value in yourself. And number one, I said, listen to yourself. There's a continuing conversation. Number two, interrogate every limiting belief. Every thought that does not serve you, interrogate it. Number three, to see value in yourself, never do this. Never compare yourself with anyone. Never compare yourself with anyone. Is it okay to say, wow, I want to be like Benjamin? Oh, I want to have a channel like Benjamin. I want to be able to step up and be at that level. Oh, yes, good. That is a statement of desire. It's a statement of your aspiration. It's a statement of where you want to go. I want to be there. And you're identifying with the location. You're identifying with the destination. That's okay. What I will not allow you to do is to say, wow, look at Benjamin. Look at all that he has for himself. And look at me and look at where I am. That is comparison. And whether it's positive comparison where you're saying, hey, guess what? I'm better than so-and-so. I'm better than those ones. I'm better than. Anytime you say I'm better than that one, you are comparing yourself to them, placing yourself ahead, imbibing pride. It doesn't serve you. Anytime you say, look at so-and-so, they are better than me, you're using a false scale to determine your position, but you're doing it in reference to someone else. And it's all not good. What that does is that it diminishes your value and what you see about yourself. None of that is good. So do not compare yourself. Avoid that trap. It's always a trap. And it's something that happens so subtle. You're just sitting in your car, you're moving around, you see someone driving a certain car, and you're driving a certain kind of car, and you say, wow, I think I'm better than that. That's comparison. It's deadly. If there's a person that you need to compare yourself to, it's you. Yesterday, I was like this. I'm comparing myself to me. I'm getting better. Yesterday, I swam. I normally like to compare myself every day, compete with myself every single day. And I compare how many minutes did I swim yesterday? How many meters did I swim yesterday? Today, I want to beat that. I'm comparing my yesterday's performance to today's performance. And tomorrow, if I don't swim the same number of meters, I want to swim more, not less. That's the fight I'm in. I don't care whether some pro jumps into the pool and they just start going lap after lap after lap after lap. And I'm there thinking, wow, they're really a good. I can acknowledge mastery. I can acknowledge expertise when I see it. But I will not allow myself to compare myself to that person. Because it could be, oh my goodness, she can't even float. At least I can do laps. Wrong. Doesn't serve you. Believe me, nothing good comes out of that. Do not compare yourself. Let me give the fourth one and then I'm going to be out of here. There's about 7 of them. The fourth one is practice and celebrate small wins. Practice and celebrate small wins. In the journey of reinvention, in the journey of seeking to manifest that which you know is within you, your dreams, your desires, as you go through that journey, you're taking step by step. Step by step, step by step. And if you go back to what I call the cycle of value, where you become aware of a desire or a dream, and then you step up to begin to make things happen, and then you encounter challenges, whenever you just overcome a little challenge, pause and celebrate that small win. Remember, you set a goal to make a small step. When you achieve that small step, make it a big deal. I haven't done this so much in my life. I'm actually learning about it right now. Make it a big deal. My wife is best at celebrating. And I just want to say, hey, can we celebrate this? And I need to support her more in that way. But what I've realized is when I pause to celebrate, I make a big deal of what I did. I make a big deal of my accomplishment. I make a big deal of my input. I make a big deal of my value. And guess what? The part that is within me that is always listening to me is taking notes. It's taking notes to say, wow, Benjamin thinks he's all that. Benjamin looks like he's really connecting with who he is. I can see my value. I'm celebrating that value. I'm embracing that value. I am becoming that which I believe myself to be. 1,000 acres that just need to be nurtured, that not just need to be watered, and they will blossom into all the possibilities. It was not always easy for me, and I know that it may not be easy for you. And that is why I'm inviting you to begin a journey with me. Send an email to me, reinvention@kamoye.com. Let me begin a journey with you that will help you not only articulate the value that is in you, but also cultivate and nurture that value to blossom into the impact that you know you could have, into the income that you know you could have. So that's it for today. I want you to see value in yourself. Go back, watch this again, listen into it again, and send me an email. Let's start a conversation on how to not only see, but to manifest the value in yourself. Thank you so much for those that have joined me. Please type in the comments right now before we just close. I can see you've been here. Type in the comments. Where are you watching me from? I'd love to bring that up into the comments. Where are you watching from? Is it from Nairobi? Please jump in very quickly before I step out. I just have about 2 minutes before I step out. Where are you watching from? Hey, Matheen Faze, I see you there. Thank you so much. Where are you watching from? I love that. Thanks for your comment. Thank you for your comment, and thank you for hanging around. Yeah, who else? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you watching from? I'd love to see your comment very quickly. Yes, watching from Nairobi. Thank you, Matheen Faze. That's really good. Beautiful, my good friend. All right. It's a wrap for now. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 1:30 East African time. And remember, see value in yourself. Sheila, I see you there, also watching from Nairobi. Thanks for tuning in. Share this video. Let the word go out there. We're adding value to people. Today is about reinvention made simple. Tomorrow and every day from 1:30 East African time is about adding value to you. Thank you for tuning in. Blessings, be well. Let's get talking. Reinvention@kamoye.com. Bye for now.